Color me surprised, but we got more Rachel Zegler Snow White drama. All right. Welcome back to Views with Hughes, Agenda Free News. This is Drama Hughes. Now let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, today we're diving into the latest Disney debacle, the whole Rachel Zegler Snow White movie and the Rachel Zegler Gadot drama. If you've been following the recent drama, you know it's been a rough ride for Disney's new take on the classic tale of Snow White with the Rachel Zegler Snow White. So Disney recently dropped the Snow White trailer for Rachel Zegler Snow White at D23, and let's just say the reception has been far from warm, as I reported before. The Snow White trailer has already amassed over 1 million dislikes compared to just over 66,000 likes, and that's a staggering disparity. And it's a clear indicator that Disney's attempt to reimagine Rachel Zegler Snow White isn't hitting the mark with the audiences. Okay, now right now you might be wondering what's driving this backlash. Well, let's start with the basics here. The casting of Rachel Zegler in the lead role of Snow White. Now, the Rachel Zegler Snow White was a controversial move from the beginning, and many fans felt that Rachel Zegler casting was more about ticking boxes for diversity than about choosing the best fit for the role in Rachel Zegler Snow White. When you add in the CGI dwarves, another element that many fans feel is a departure from the original, it's no surprise that people are being frustrated. And this whole Rachel Zegler Snow White thing isn't making anything better, but the issues don't stop there. The way Disney has handled the promotion of Rachel Zegler Snow White has only compounded the problem. From the giddy up, Disney has been pushing a very specific narrative surrounding the Rachel Zegler Snow White. Now, they've been keen to highlight the film's woke credentials, emphasizing diversity and modern sensibilities, or DEI. However, it seems that this approach is alienating a large portion of their audience who feels that these elements are overshadowing the story and the characters. And then, just to add fuel to the fire itself, Rachel Zegler decided to make a political statement while promoting the Rachel Zegler Snow White. Now, she took to social media to declare free Palestine, which, as you can imagine, stirred up quite a bit of controversy. Now, I'm not here to debate the merits of her political stance or political ideology, but what's crucial here is the timing and the context. And Disney is trying to launch a major film, and having one of their stars inject the politically charged message into the mix is a huge PR nightmare. Now, it's also worth noting that Rachel Zegler has a history of making controversial statements, as we know. Now, this statement seems to be in line with her previous behavior, often spoken and unfiltered. Weird. But Disney's brand is all about family entertainment, and having one of their lead actors engaged in controversial political discourse of woke ideology is likely to cause headlines for the marketing team, or headaches for the marketing team. Now, let's shift over to the focus to the dynamics between Rachel Zegler and her co-star Gal Gadot. Now, this Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler situation is where things get even more interesting. Gal Gadot, who is Israeli, has been a target of criticism simply because of her nationality. The criticism against her is rooted in the broader political tensions between, the whole Israel and Palestine thing. And it's a situation that made Gal Gadot a lightning rod for controversy in many of her projects. But with Rachel Zegler's recent post, there's a growing suspicion that this might have been a deliberate jab at Gal Gadot. And it's almost as if Rachel Zegler is using her platform to promote a statement that could potentially undermine her co-star Gal Gadot. Now, the timing of the post right after the whole Snow White trailer release and the subsequent backlash makes it seem like Rachel Zegler is capitalizing on the moment to stir up further controversy. But let's also go ahead and dive into the Rachel Zegler Gal Gadot promotional efforts. Now, Gal Gadot recently shared an Instagram reel from D23 featuring behind the scenes footage of the event. And the Gal Gadot reel showcases her enthusiasm and professionalism, highlighting Gal Gadot's moments with Rachel Zegler and other cast members. But in contrast, Rachel Zegler and her promotional approach has been criticized for being self-centered, okay? And some of the Rachel Zegler posts seem to focus on more her own image rather than on the Rachel Zegler Snow White as a whole. And it's almost as if Rachel Zegler is using the spotlight to further her personal political agenda rather than supporting the project that she's a part of, okay? Now, let's be real here. The whole tension between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot tension is palpable and fueling the ongoing drama with the Rachel Zegler Gal Gadot controversy. And many are accusing Rachel Zegler of being petty or even malicious given the current climate around Gal Gadot. Now, the online backlash against Rachel Zegler has been swift and harsh, as you all know, and critics are pointing fingers at her for using her platform to undermine her co-star and further divide an already contentious situation. All right. But it's also important to recognize the broader implications of this drama. Disney is facing a significant criticism not only for the content of the Richard Zegler Snow White, but also for how they're handling their public relations. And this controversy also highlights a recurring issue with Disney's recent projects, and they're often mired with debates about identity politics and social issues. And this approach, while well-intentioned, is alienating many fans who feel that these elements are overshadowing the characters that they love. Also, if you enjoy what I share in this video, go ahead, smash the like button, share, follow across social media, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. All right. But let's consider how Gal Gadot has handled the whole situation. Now, in response to the controversy, Gal Gadot posted an Instagram story quoting Martin Luther King Jr. saying, "Only love can truly save the world." And this message of unity and peace is a stark contrast to the divisive rhetoric we've seen from Rachel Zegler, okay? And this is basically fueling the whole the Rachel Zegler Gal Gadot controversy. And it's also a reminder of how public figures should handle controversy by focusing on positive messages and staying above the fray. So what exactly does this mean for the Rachel Zegler Snow White? You know, the promotional efforts are already marred by these controversies, and it remains to be seen if Disney could turn things around, okay? But one thing is clear, the road ahead is going to be challenging, all right? Disney will have to navigate the storm carefully if they want to go ahead and salvage the project itself and protect their brand. And Rachel Zegler isn't making it any different. But in the end, Rachel Zegler Snow White is becoming a case study in how not to handle controversy. From Rachel Zegler's politically charged statements to the backlash against Gal Gadot, it seems like Disney can't even catch a break. Now, the Rachel Zegler Snow White's intended fresh take on the classic is overshadowed by drama surrounding it, and Disney will need to address these issues head on if they want to move forward. All right. Now, the whole Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot, and the Rachel Zegler, Snow White debacle highlights a significant issue in contemporary woke Hollywood: the disconnect between studio agendas and audience expectations. Now, Disney's attempt to reimagine Snow White through a woke, modern, politically charged lens has backfired spectacularly, okay? Rather than celebrating the classic tale, the focus is shifted to controversy and more division. Now, the backlash against the film, driven by, the Rachel Zegler Snow White, driven by both the casting choices and Rachel Zegler's politically charged statements, underscores a growing frustration among fans who feel that identity politics are overshadowing storytelling. Now, this situation is a stark reminder that audiences crave, engaging, well-crafted narratives over the tokenistic gestures of woke modern social agendas. And Rachel Zegler and her recent actions, particularly her Free Palestine post, have only made the issue worse, turning what should have been a promotional boost into a public relations disaster for Disney. All right. Now, the timing of her statement coinciding with the Rachel Zegler Snow White trailer release seems more like a deliberate attempt to fuel controversy rather than support the film. And this move not only alienates the portion of the audience, but also creates an uncomfortable atmosphere on set, especially for her co-star Gal Gadot. Now, Gal Gadot, who has faced her own set of criticism due to her Israeli background, now finds herself in an even more challenging position due to Rachel Zegler's divisive post. And the dynamics between the two actresses add a layer of complexity to an already fraught situation, highlighting the broader issues of how political statements can impact professional relationships and public perception. But ultimately, Disney's handling of the whole, Rachel Zegler Snow White reflects a broader problem in the industry itself, a tendency to prioritize woke ideological statements over the quality of content, okay? And the Rachel Zegler Snow White promotional struggles reveal that the audiences are increasingly resistant to being lectured or pandered to, preferring instead to engage with the content that respects their intelligence and emotional investment. And Disney's focus on woke credentials rather than, the core elements of storytelling has backfired, leading to a huge disconnect between the studio's vision and what audiences actually want. Now, as Disney navigates this crisis, it's going to need to reassess its approach, prioritize genuine storytelling over controversial marketing strategies to regain the trust and the interest of its audience. So let me know what you think about the whole Richard Zegler Snow White controversy, and whether you believe that Disney can salvage this project. And what do you think about the whole Richard Zegler Gadot controversy? Do you think it's important, it's sad, or do you think it's nothing to worry about? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts you might have on this particular topic. If you enjoyed sharing this video, go ahead, smash the like button, share far right across social media. And if you haven't done so already and you enjoyed all the content that I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.